Hello? How did you get this number? Don't you know he's listening? The 13. He's here.
You have entered the 13, a place where real stories about music, touring, and the beyond are told. Music does something to us. We all experience it in our own way. It can affect our senses, transport us through time, and release emotions. On this podcast, we will talk with people about the power of music and the beyond. What does the beyond mean? Let's find out together. Turn on your metronomes because this time is about to be tracked.
What is going on, everybody? This is the 13, and I'm your host, Ryan 13. Today, we are joined with my friend, Jesse White. We're about to have a blast. Come join us. Shit's going to get crazy. What's up, Jesse? How are you doing?
What's up, man? What's going on? It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah, it's like we've talked on the phone a lot. We've talked on the internet a lot over the year or two that we've kind of known each other, and now we're finally getting to meet through the interwebs. Things are going good over here. For the people that don't know anything about you, tell them a little bit about yourself.
I play guitar. God, there's just so much. And hey, world, I'm a scatterbrain, so I'm going to start a conversation and start explaining myself and then go off somewhere completely west.
That's right. That's why we're here, and I do the same thing. Let's go.
Right on. I play guitar. I've been playing since I was 14. I'm 29 now, so this Christmas will be 15 years. And the beautiful thing about music is that it's so endless. Like, even if you're just into metal, like, it's an endless process of learning. Like what you were talking about with Marzi and how he does his triplets. It's like, fuck, well, now I want to try that.
Yeah.
You know, I play music. I write songs. I want to keep it heavy, but also melodic. Like Metallica did it, you know,
Sure.
Like that level of anthem, but it was still like, fuck, hell yeah, like Creeping Death kind of shit.
That's what I was going to say. Metallica Ride the Lightning.
Yeah.
Or right. Cause yeah, 100%, dude. Like everyone kind of like was in awe when Ride the Lightning came out, or you bailed from them. I don't know. Like I'm not that old. Metallica's first album came out when I was born, so I guess I am that old. But Ride the Lightning came out, and all of a sudden you've got Creeping Death, you've got these amazing Psalms. It's okay.
Psalms 319.
Psalms 319. I can edit all this shit out.
Nah, leave that, dude.
What's the second song on that album? I can't think of the fucking name.
So it starts out with Fight Fire with Fire, then it's
Right.
Ride the Lightning. Dude, that
Ride the
harmony
Lightning,
riff.
Okay. Track 4 then.
Track 4 would be all right. So 3 is
For Whom
God.
Bell
It's been so long.
Tolls. Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Track
Fade to Black, right?
Fade to Black. So Fade to Black is what freaked people out, I think.
Yeah, because it was
Like,
their ballad.
Right.
I
Man,
loved it, dude.
Me too.
I was all right. So I was at a basketball like summer thing for my girlfriend's son.
Yeah.
And her ex-husband, the baby daddy's there, and I was just like, shooting the shit with him, and he was like, yeah, so my brother just ordered a bunch of tickets to go see Metallica like in the stadium or whatever. And I was telling him about how I saw him at the X Games in Austin
Oh,
for like
wow.
$50, and he was telling me
Wow.
these tickets are like $400 and something dollars. So I was just like, dude, I saw him for like 50 at the X Games in Austin at the racetrack. And so anyways, this is why I bring it up, but Fade to Black, I fucking cried like a girl when that shit when they started playing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Because I all I can think about is like when I was a kid and watching the Cliff 'Em All VHS. And I remember the grain and like it was so shitty
Yeah.
in quality, but like I missed that.
Yes.
Oh man. And I remember seeing like the opacity of like multiple like James Hetfield and Cliff and Kirk and Lars, like they would just go over each other. So I just had that
Yeah.
video in my head. And then I was just like, whoa, I'm actually here watching them play that. And it was just such an emotional experience. I loved it, dude.
Dude, I had
huge.
the first time I saw Metallica was August 2nd, 1998, and the only reason I remember that is because it was my birthday, and then James Hetfield's birthday is on the 3rd.
Wow.
And so everybody was like, "Happy birthday, James," because they didn't have to play a show the next day. But 1998, I was in 8th grade or 7th grade, 8th grade, something like that.
Mhm.
Load had come out. So like I was a late guy, right?
Right.
I started liking Metallica in the Black era, but I didn't really know anything about him. Then Load came out and Until It Sleeps came out, and I fucking loved it because I was in 6th grade or 5th
Right.
grade. And I was like, oh my God, these guys are fucking amazing. I had no idea what had happened before.
Right.
And so I'm one of these Metallica like dudes, like, yeah, Saint Anger pisses me off and also makes me happy, but like it's like I get everybody's thing with Metallica, but I just fucking love those guys. Like
Same.
I don't think they could do anything wrong, but that's me. I'm a fanboy of the boys. But when I saw them that day, I was sitting on the lawn at the Cynthia Woodlands Mitchell Pavilion in Houston,
I
or,
love that
the
venue.
Woodlands, and
Yeah.
I was out on the lawn, and they came out and they started playing, and they played a lot of old stuff, and they played the stuff they were currently doing. But I
Mhm.
remembered looking at them and being like, this person that's this tall,
Right.
that's James Hetfield.
Right.
That's my fucking idol.
He's a fucking god, dude.
was
That
like,
right hand. But I feel you. I have the same, almost the same experience with Metallica. Like I was born in '93, and by that time it was Black Album came out. It was Load Reload era and
Yeah,
all that. And
right.
I absolutely love that stuff. Now I knew of one. I knew of
Oh,
like Kill 'Em All
right.
because I love Kill 'Em All, but I like the '90s stuff more than I
Sure.
like the '80s stuff when I was a kid. And when I don't know, when I started playing guitar, well, no, a little bit before that, when I was watching the Cliff 'Em All tape, VHS, I was like, holy shit, like hearing Fade to Black and Creeping Death and
Yeah.
that stadium video of them playing For Whom the Bell Tolls with Cliff. Like I started getting into all of that, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, this is a different band." But I don't shit. I've never shat on Metallica for like they just wanted to play rock and roll. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I love Slayer and I love Megadeth and I love Anthrax, but I don't
Sure.
see how you can make the same record for 40 years.
Dude, I just said the exact same thing to a buddy yesterday. I said, look, because King's X just came out with a new song, right?
Uh-huh.
I worked with King's X for a long time, and I kind of saw the people, some people responding to it, being like, there's no harmony, whatever. Uh,
Yeah.
that's fine. They haven't released a record in 14 years,
Mhm.
but what I started to realize was that there's some people that like Slayer, and I'm throwing Slayer out because they made the same record 14 times.
Mhm.
Like you said, exactly the same thing. And I think Kerry King said that too. He's like, well, the reason we have success is because we wrote the same record 8 times or whatever back in the day.
Right.
And they're fucking amazing. I've seen Slayer 9 or 10 times.
Right.
There was one guy that had razor blades tied into his fucking hair, and it was, I mean, anyway,
Jesus
I was a
Christ.
teenager. I was like, that's how you get AIDS, dude. This is fucked.
Was he a Catholic? He was obviously a fan of bondage, BDSM, and self-laceration.
Yes, he was, dude. He was intense. I lost my shirt that show. I got into the mosh pit and I came out and I had no fucking shirt.
Did they rip it off of you, or did you have it on your?
It was on me, but it was
Uh-huh.
a wife beater because I was like, I don't know, 17 or something. So I
Yeah,
was like,
what's
wife
up,
beaters are cool. Yeah, check me out. But dude, that's awesome. Dude, your love for metal and my love for metal, I think fucking really meet in the middle. Everything I've heard from you, from our mutual friends and stuff, like it sounds like we need to be friends in real life. And I think that this is a great meeting. And thank you very
Yeah.
much for coming on. And like,
I love flapping my gums, Ryan.
dude,
It's all
me
good.
too, man. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so what projects do you got going on currently? I know you have a podcast in the works.
Podcast in the works. I just released the first episode with my buddy Zai. He builds guitars. Well, he takes guitars that are already built and he'll just throw a bad motherfucking paint job on that son
Hell
bitch.
yeah.
Like he just came out with this Typo Negative bass, 24 frets.
Oh,
It's sexy as fuck. He did a guitar for Mike DeLeon. He did a
shit.
couple. Yeah, he did a Beavis and Butthead themed guitar for him, and then he
Wow.
did a Jackson Rhodes V.
Fuck yeah.
But like candy apple green marijuana leaves on it, and
Oh,
it looks
shit.
tight. I don't even smoke weed, but I would totally play that guitar.
Hell yeah. I used to have
Uh,
a fucking Randy Rhodes Jackson Flying V back in the 90s. It had these
Uh-huh.
tiger stripes on it that were just barely in the paint job. It was this like dark candy apple red with these
Mhm.
black tiger stripes in the I mean that
Dude,
thing was
that's
fucking
sick. I bet
fantastic.
you wish you still had it, huh?
Yeah, the guy who gave it to me, he said, I want to start playing guitar again. I just wish I had a guitar. I said, well, you gave me this guitar. I've had it for 10 years. I'll give it back to you. But just if you ever decide you're not going to play guitar, just give it back to me. He
Mhm.
said, oh, absolutely, definitely. And like 2 weeks later, I was like, so how's the guitar playing going? He's like, oh, that thing got stolen.
Oh,
Fuck yeah. He had it for like 3 weeks when he first bought it, then gave it to me, then got it for another 2 weeks, vanished, and it's gone
man.
forever.
It's like
Sad.
that's the thing that's within the Ark of the Covenant, or like in the Pandora's box. Humanity was not meant to have it, or
Right.
you were, but nobody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, dude, and you said typo negative.
Yeah.
I got this tiny typo negative guitar from
Cool.
Revolver. And
Nice.
the fuck? Somebody just sent me a message. Anyway, I just love it. It's got the little green inlets, and it's just a thing. You know, it's got the cool
Little dinky. I wanted to get that tattoo on my neck, but then
really.
my buddy Zai was like, neck tattoos are kind of tricky, man. And then my uncle was just like, I don't know if you want to do that, man, because they
Yeah.
stretch like the
Oh,
skin.
yeah, I have the devil tattooed on the back of my neck, and it's the only tattoo I regret. It's just some fucking devil face with horns. He looks like Diablo or something. It's coming out of his face.
Uh-huh.
Horns are coming out of his face or whatever. And I got it at 18 on my 18th birthday to literally piss off my mom. No other. She grew up Christian. My dad was Christian, and at that time, I was like, no, I was trying to figure myself out. You know, my
Right.
poor. Thank God for my parents. Like I don't know, giving me time to breathe because I was trying to murder everyone. You know, I was having
Probably
to,
yourself too. Like
myself,
self-sabotage is a
right,
thing.
100%.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no neck tattoos. Probably not the best idea.
Right. I mean, like anything portrait or like a face, anything like that, look with high detail, maybe not on the neck.
Yeah, not on the neck. You're right. And it's just
Yeah.
like the same thing with chicks. They'll get tattoos on their chest or lower or on their stomach or something, and then like maybe they want to have kids, and then now the
Uh-huh.
tattoo is changed, right?
Yep. Blown out, dude. Hey, Pantera reference. That motherfucking made pop right there. Made
3.
pop.
Watch it go.
3.
All right. Before we continue our interview, I have to give thanks to the Iggy Pop Jesus candle. Everybody just worship Iggy and give him some love. I found
That
him at a
looks so
record store.
good.
They integrated him, dude. Look at
Yeah.
him.
It's
Seamless.
amazing, dude. I've never gotten into Iggy Pop, man. It's
Uh,
not that
uh,
I don't like him. It's just I've never given time out of my day to listen to it.
It's in a different place, dude. And like growing up, I'm gonna have to say once I became a metalhead, I became a metal elitist. And so like it was metal only.
Mhm.
And when stuff like Iggy Pop would show up or whatever, or David Bowie, or not even Nine Inch Nails, and I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails fan, but like, and you're in Ohio, and that's where they started.
Oh, did
Uh,
they start in Ohio?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's where he's from.
In Cleveland, right?
Yeah,
Area? Right on.
yeah.
I still haven't checked out Cleveland. I know that's where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is. And do you know of a band called Midnight?
Why does that sound so familiar?
They're black and roll, so it's like Motorhead mixed with Venom.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah,
I need to
they're-
know
they're
them if
from
I don't know them.
Yeah, they're from Cleveland, and they're like younger dudes. I think they're like in their 30s and shit. So it's not like they're a bunch of old fucks. Like, nah, they're like fucking younger cats, really going at it hard. They're signed to Metal Blade. They're doing a tour in Europe right now, or they have done it, or they're doing it in the future. They play festivals, so they're doing really good. Check them out.
I am. I'm gonna
Everybody,
write this
check out
down.
Midnight. Yeah, they're fucking badass.
That's it though. Just Midnight, huh?
Yeah. Man, I love like 1, 2, 3 syllable, like one word names. I just came up with
Yeah,
one
me too.
the other
Okay.
day.
Do you want to tell us? Or you want to hold on to it?
I'm holding on to it.
It's good. Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
I always like my first band in high school. I was trying to do the same thing. You're right. Just a one word name, and
Mhm.
I was a big nerd, and so I was reading a bunch of books of black magic, and
Cool.
then I
What?
found out
Which ones?
the Key of Solomon, the Black Raven, and man, I don't know. It's been a long time.
I've
Some
heard of all those.
yeah, some of those, and that's when I realized what a grimoire was, and I
Mhm.
was like, there was no Google at the time. It was like Ask Jeeves or something.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it was on AOL, and it was like, is there a band called Grimoire? And there wasn't. And so
Oh.
I poor manned. So any bands calling themselves Grimoire, I still have the poor man copyright thing where you mail yourself the deal. I still have it.
So I
Contact
read
me.
something to where that doesn't work in the
I
court of
don't.
law, man.
Yeah, I don't think it works. I never thought. I don't even think I thought it worked when I did it, but I did.
You just did it.
I was in ninth grade. I was like, yeah, let's call
Yeah.
ourselves Grimoire.
It's a cool fucking band name, dude.
Yeah, when we were all thrash metal, we worshipped Metallica. So we were, and
Uh-huh.
the early years. So we just played thrash, which is again why I'm gravitating towards you, because you have this shredder fucking personality and just are fucking awesome. I wish I could.
Thanks, man.
We'll do this next time if you want to come on again. Next time we're
Yeah.
gonna post some shit like right here. I'll be like, Jesse's a shredder, and we'll just show you.
Right. You can always video edit that shit in.
That's true. I can do that too.
Yeah, I was gonna tape. I was gonna video my
okay.
solos for the song that I just released.
Yeah,
Um,
which is awesome. The one that just came out this week.
yeah, Certain Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like, dude? What'd you think about that outro, man? Were you
Dude, I'm
expecting
fucking.
that?
All I know is that when I heard it, and I listened to it on my phone, so I haven't listened to it in the truck or anything. All I know is when I was listening to it at work, people were like walking up to me, being like, "What are you listening to, dude?" I was like, "You got to check this guy out." So hopefully,
yeah.
that made other people listen to it too.
Right on, man. Dude, it's that was a very, very fun process. Because I love Behemoth and I love Vatane, I love
Yeah.
Belphegor, I love
Yeah.
Norgivul, I love all that dark black metal that's very melodic. I don't like the just blatant, oh, we gotta be satanic. Like I
Right.
like the beautiful Scandinavian folk melodies, and those
Yeah.
bands embody that. Well, Behemoth's from Slavic areas in Poland, but my point is that I love taking the dark melodies of those bands and mixing it with like the arena vibe of like Metallica and all that shit. Slayer,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Pantera.
I got lucky enough to meet Dime once or twice, but
That's
the,
cool. Did he live up to the hype of what and who Dimebag was?
Yeah, I had. There's a photo of me. It's me and Dime. My eyes are closed because I'm high and drunk. Because Dime both got me high and drunk. And I'm 17 years old, and Dime's wearing a King's X hat. King's X.
Hell yeah.
And he came to the show. I happened to go to this show in Dallas, and I'm standing there watching King's X because I knew Doug and the guys, and I'm like, man, fuck yeah, these guys are great. And then all of a sudden, Dime walks up right next to me, shoulder to shoulder to me, and he's like, fuck yeah, puts the horns up and is like screaming at Doug. And I was like, and I looked to my buddy Sean. I'm like, dude, like me and Sean were he's in Scotland now, so our time difference is a little off, but like we were just talking about this last night. I was like, Sean. I slapped him. Fucking Dime.
I would have shit my pants.
And yeah, we started shitting our pants, and then Vinny walked up.
Oh,
And I was
shit.
like, holy fuck. And those guys play, hung out the whole show. We're like rocking out the whole time. And then after it was over, me and Doug and my crew were hanging out, and Dime was there, and Dime was like, hey, Doug, what's your favorite shot? And Doug said what it was. He goes, all right, rounds for everyone. And Doug was like, these kids are 17, man. And Dime was like, it's cool, they know me here. And we all got shots.
That's awesome, dude.
It was awesome. I was like a high school kid, like taking shots at some club in Dallas because Dimebag bought them, and I could go on.
And then you get to go back to school and tell everyone that what you did for your weekend,
Right. What'd you do over the weekend? I went to Dallas and got drunk with Dimebag fucking Daryl. All right, man. So So you've got the podcast going on, which is great, and you got the new music you've been releasing. Are you
Oh, yeah.
are you just releasing it piece by piece? Are you making an album, or what's your deal?
Yeah, man. I'm just releasing it piece by piece. My aim is to do once a month, release at
Cool.
least one song a month. That's
Yeah.
12 a year. So that's like releasing an album a year.
Absolutely.
My ideology is like, why release it one time a year and just have your big pimple pop one time a year that maybe lasts for a week or two? Why not
Right.
release a single, at least one single a month, maybe every
Yeah.
3 weeks to keep
Yeah.
the pimple popping going?
That's right. I
It's
like
the same
it.
amount of music, you know?
It is. And we're in a society now where this is kind of what we want. We want the new stuff again
Yeah.
and
Oh,
again,
yeah.
because when we were
Scroll.
kids, that's right. When we were kids, we'd live on that album for 4 or 5 years. And
Oh, yeah.
now once I'm done with an album, maybe I listen to it 3 or 4 times and I'm done. Even if the
Mhm.
album's great.
Right. At least for a year, maybe a few months, or maybe a couple years, you're done with it, you know?
Yeah. And I go back to the classics a lot and I'll end up
Same.
staying with them, but again, I spend a week listening to the classics and then I'm done with it for 5 or 6 years. So I
Oh,
like that
yeah.
idea. I think that's fucking great. That's smart.
Well, it's following it is following a trend of how things are going, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. To follow modern psychology,
Right.
it's how you
Yeah.
don't get left behind, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
in the little shorts, like you were doing a bunch of shorts and still are, I think, like where you show guitar or you're like wearing a chicken suit or something,
Yeah.
which are fucking fantastic and hilarious. And then you're still shredding. Are you still
Yeah.
doing those? Or are you plan on
Yeah,
doing more?
I'm still doing shorts. I had a conversation with my girlfriend yesterday morning because I was just like, dude, I'm tired of I love playing Zach Wild solos. I love playing
Yeah.
Dimebag Daryl solos.
Right.
I'm very good at it. I can play like Randy Rhoads, all the
I
Wayne
know.
Park
I've
shit.
seen it. Yeah, you can.
Thanks, man. And I love playing those solos, but I don't want to have to do that to get people's eyes on me to attract attention. I wish that I could release my own stuff and have people's eyes come on me from that. But how are they going to find out who you are in this massive sea of musicians?
Right.
So it's almost like you have to do covers of what's familiar to people to get their eyes on you, and then you show them your own shit.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense, dude. Like
Yeah.
in the last 10 or 15 years, I kind of started noticing artists that would do I don't know how you say this, but like Motionless in White. I'm going to use them
Mhm.
for example. So I didn't really like them when they came out. I'm like, oh, this guy's trying to be Marilyn Manson and some other
Right.
fucking band or whatever. But now I have actually a lot of respect for that band for various reasons. But the first album I got my hands on was only because Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth was on it. I was like, well, he's on this, so I'll buy this
Mhm.
album. And I bought the CD, which was still a thing then. My truck
Mhm.
doesn't even fucking play CDs anymore.
A lot of people don't.
But like, so I bought it. I listened to the album. I'm like, all right, cool. Danny Filth's on this. This is great. But then I realized then Maria from In This Moment was also on it. And then
She's a
someone-
badass.
Yeah, she is a badass. And then I was like, oh my God. And they have another person guesting on this.
Mhm.
And so, and then they did vice versa. So then Chris from Motionless in White was on the In This Moment album. And
Mhm.
like they're all trading each other out.
I love that. It's
Which is what-
collaboration.
Yeah, and it's what like me and my buddies are doing on these. Well, I'm not doing it yet, but like the guys that I'm involved with the podcast thing, they're all just like feeding off of each other's energy.
Yeah.
And I think it's fantastic. And
Yeah. Absolutely.
this
It
is
gets
what we need to do.
Yeah, across the board, and whether you're a landscaper that does dragons out of shrubs. Have you ever seen that
I
Instagram
have,
post?
dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
It took him like 15 years or some shit. It's this old man. But no matter what it is and what industry that's creative and artistic, I think everyone should collaborate, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%, man. Like the whole world is, it feels like we're going through like a tough time and have been, right? But like it feels like we're all starting to kind of, whatever the word is, some people say wake up or whatever, but everyone, it feels like we're all starting to understand things like this, like collaboration, people.
Yeah.
We need to be with people, especially after the pandemic. We've all
Right.
been separated forever, and now we're starting to be able to come together again. We were coming together through things like this, like the Zoom call,
Oh yeah.
and which is great for me because I'm able to hang out with you. You're in Ohio,
Right.
I'm in Texas. This is amazing. But like, it also means we miss this. We miss this collaboration. We
Mhm.
miss this music making, this thing. And I will
Right.
ramble on forever, so you're gonna have to wrangle me in, dude.
No, I'm the same way when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, it's so true. The hippies have had it down for forever. They
Yeah. Oh,
understand
yeah.
collaboration and being together. Um, but like a lot of the other, like outside of the hippie population, after and during COVID, I get a lot more I love yous
Sure,
from male
absolutely. Yeah.
friends,
Right.
brothers.
Yeah.
Which I have been a activist for saying, hey man, I love you,
Right.
yeah, give you a big ass hug and shit like that. But I'm seeing a lot more of that. I'm feeling a lot more closeness from people because death has a way of, like, if you keep it and if you think about it often, it'll keep you so present and it'll keep you so positive and
Yeah.
get shit done. Not only be productive just for being productive, but for you and like getting your creativity out there, for
Right.
loving yourself and others. Like knowing that death is around the corner and keeping that in your mind is very important.
Dude, absolutely. Have you read or listened to a book called The Four Agreements?
Oh, dude, I love shamanism. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
like, I just read that like a month ago, and I
Uh-huh.
was like, that changed my everything.
Oh, yeah.
Being present, being here, trying to break the agreements that were already set in your head,
Oh, yeah.
all that shit. I was like, holy fuck.
Dude, there's
Mi-
so
mind
much.
blown.
Yes, dude. All right, so my girlfriend is into this thing called human design. What it does, it blends like the tree of life from
Yeah.
from Jewish traditions, and then it blends Buddhism. It blends a whole bunch of shit and like how it's like worked out.
Sure.
But they have so many things and it's like more scientific. So for the people that are like, oh, I don't want to get into that voodoo shit,
Right,
nah,
right.
it's a bunch of hippie shit. Like this stuff actually has some scientific psychology. Like that's, if you like listen to yourself, you know that it's true.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's called human design. You just enter in the time that you're born and the birth date, and like it literally tells you what the fuck you are and your issues like in life,
Yeah. I'm writing this down.
Dude, yeah, check it out, man. But yeah, anyways, yeah, shamanism, Buddhism, man. If you like that book, check out the Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama.
Also writing that down. I should know
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. So I was having a really tough time, and I was living. Me and my cousin had an apartment together in Austin off Riverside, and
I lived off of Riverside. Where at on Riverside?
Oh, you know where that HEB is on Pleasant Valley?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Right around there. Yeah.
Wow. I lived at that place because I had like $5 and I'd get ramen noodles from there.
Yeah, you'd get like 50 ramen noodles.
That's
for
right.
$5.
That's where I lived on that and tuna. And I lived right above the back room. The back room doesn't exist anymore. I think they turned it into Emos.
It's
or something.
Emos. Yeah.
But it was the back room then. And I saw fucking Dio there. But that's
nice.
Yeah.
With Vivian Campbell or who playing guitar?
Dude, all I remember is that it was Hammerfall, King's X, and then Dio.
Dude.
It was, and which was weird because King's X doesn't fit in that lineup, but
they
were there, and
Yeah.
I knew them, and that's what got me to see Hammerfall, which is amazing. But all I remember is watching the guitar player, and I'm 19 years old. It was just, the small venue is packed or whatever, but like I can't remember the guitar player, but I remember being fixated on that person. I wasn't much of a Dio fan then. Like, I knew who he was and respected Holy Diver and all that shit, but I wasn't the fan I am now. So it's like looking back. But anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, dude, you're fine. We're having a conversation. It's all good. I can relate to that, man. I love Dio. But like being fixated on the guitar player, like I never got to see Dio solo, but I got to see him with Heaven and Hell.
No fucking way. You saw that?
I saw that Metal Masters tour. It was Judas Priest headlining. It was Heaven and Hell. It was Motorhead and Testament opened. Yeah, I saw that at the Woodlands, the Cynthia Mitchell Woodlands
Oh
Pavilion.
my god, I've seen a lot of great shows there too. But
Same.
that sounds kind of like the ultimate. I've seen Motorhead one time in my entire life, and
Same.
it was so fucking loud. Was it
Yeah.
loud there?
Okay, so believe it or not, I thought Motorhead was going to be like the loudest show ever. Bullet
Yeah.
for My Valentine, and I was further back for Bullet for My Valentine,
Yeah.
and that shit was fucking loud. I was like, ah.
There's this place in Houston called the Engine Room.
I heard
think
about
it's-
it.
I think it's still there, but they I don't know. It's not a venue anymore. But
Mhm.
they Motorhead played there. Doug from King's X said, "Hey Ryan, let's go see Motorhead. I got tickets or whatever." I'm like, "All right, cool." So we went to go see Motorhead play, and he brought earplugs for me, which was weird because we'd been to plenty of shows together, and he was like, "Here, put these in." I was like, "Fucking, if it's too loud,
Pussy.
you're too old." Yeah.
right.
I put them in my pocket, and Motorhead showed up there. The PA wasn't big enough for them, so they rented out more PA from a local music store and pulled it out and made it bigger. And literally, it was fucking white noise. We were in it was a smaller venue, but like it was just like the Ace of Spades, like everything is just fucking blown out in your head. And then I put the earplugs in, and I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, fuck yeah." Like this, oh, I hear it now.
Yeah. It literally becomes white noise after a while.
Yeah.
So did you know, speaking of white noise, pink noise is actually healthier for you than white noise?
Well, good, because I have a white noise player in the bedroom, and we listen to it every night, and it's starting to drive me crazy. And I heard somebody on a podcast this morning in the shower talking about pink noise, so it's fortuitous that you brought this up. Now, where do you get a pink noise player?
Cell phone.
There it is.
Yeah, go on YouTube or Spotify and just hit pink noise. 8
Right.
hours, baby.
That's what I do. I do thunderstorms most of the time.
I love that. So, dude, if it's a bright, sunshiny day off from work, whatever, dude, I'll crank up like a thunderstorm just to have on my computer speakers while I write music, because it puts you in that fucking space.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to write. My favorite thing was to grab the acoustic and sit on the front or back porch, depending on where I lived. And, if I had some cover, watch the rain.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just, start fucking jamming out.
Oh, absolutely. There's something that happens when you smell rain. Like, it just brings you back to nostalgia. Like, for me, it's like sitting on my grandma's front porch. And like in Southeast Texas, it was just, dude, it would rain. It seems like it used to rain so much more than it does like nowadays. But
Yeah, right.
dude, just sit out front, let the mosquitoes feast on me. And there was
Yeah.
it was
Back then, we didn't care about the mosquitoes. Like,
nah.
whatever. Now I
West
do. Now I'm
Nile.
like, ah,
Yeah. Yep. I got bit by a mosquito on the trail the other day, but it's just like, for us in the States, or especially in the South, like Louisiana, Southeast Texas, instead of Dracula going into bats or whatever, like dispersing into bats, he disperses into fucking mosquitoes.
dude, you're right. Like I can see it happening too. Like,
Yeah.
I want to suck your blood, and just a mist of mosquitoes.
Yeah, dude.
That's great. So
Hell yeah.
what do you got? What do you think you're gonna be working on next? You got any secret projects hiding? You got any?
Shit, I'm already working on new music, man. I released Certain Death like not even a week ago.
Yeah, just a couple days ago.
Yeah. And like the next day, I was just like, I got this like fire inside of me. Like I was still motivated from releasing Certain Death, and I was really happy with the mix. I already noticed things that I wanted to improve, which is good. It's a learning process,
Absolutely. Yeah, we're in one right now.
Oh, absolutely. And so like I grabbed the guitar, I literally wrote an entire new song that kicked fucking ass like in an hour or two.
Nice. I think I saw a comment where someone said something like, "Dude, this is fucking amazing." And you were like, yeah, this just released, and you said something like, "This just released, and you haven't even heard what's coming next," or something along those lines.
Oh yeah.
Like the new stuff is already even heavier or even better. And I was like, fuck yeah.
It's cool. The new stuff, what I'll tell you anything. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. It's just a matter of time until I get the lyrics down and record it and shit. But it's got have you ever heard of Immortal?
Fuck yeah.
Dude. All right,
Fuck
so
yeah.
yeah, dude. Abath is the shit. He's so funny too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I
So
used to
it's-
have photos of him on my when I was younger of him
Yeah.
on my wall. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Immortal's a shit. So it's got an Immortal vibe. It's got an Exodus vibe. It's got
Okay.
Belphegor, like with the cold harmonies. Like they do a lot of third harmonies, like Iron
Right.
Maiden,
Yeah.
but they'll do it tremolo picked and they're tuned down so low that it sounds very cold.
I like that.
Yeah, man. And then it's got a little bit of Behemoth in there. I try to throw everything in there, man.
That's what you got to do. It's your
Oh, yeah.
influences, the things you like. You have
yeah.
to put them all together. If you don't put them all together, you're doing yourself an injustice. So this is fucking amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's those people like when metalcore became a thing and deathcore. It's just like there's been like a huge explosion of that, which is
Yeah.
cool. But like, be true to yourself. What the fuck do you want to play?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I walked into this is weird. So you and I are a decade apart. I'm 83, you're 93.
Uh-huh.
I walked into my gas station to buy some fucking beer or whatever, and the kid's got his hair bunned up, which is fine. Sometimes you got to put it in a bun. I don't.
Shit. I had my shit in a bun before I.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I cut my shit off the other day, and it was in a bun. You know, like I'm trying to grow it out properly. Like, but anyway,
Right.
that's besides the point. So I walk in there and he sees my shirt and I'm wearing a Stabbing Westward shirt. And he's like, "Is that a band?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's some band from the 90s I used to really like. I got them tattooed on my arm." And he's like, "Oh, cool. Well, I'm into," and I don't know if I'm going to butcher this. It's probably not even right. But he said, "I'm into post modern death." What? I don't know. It was just like these fucking names
Yeah.
that kept going.
Yeah.
Postmodern death hardcore, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
Yeah.
he goes, "Have you ever heard of," and he said, "Whatever the band was." And I went into the truck and listened to them and they were cool, but they seemed really nichey. Like,
Uh-huh.
okay, cool. You're just trying to fucking, I don't know. It didn't seem right to me, but
I feel you.
I don't understand what these genres are getting too out of, in my head, it's getting too crazy. Let's stay with thrash, death, black.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm old.
So I get it. So me and my brother would have these conversations about the insane amount of subgenres within metal.
Yeah.
And I think they have a purpose because if you
Okay.
tell me about a deathcore band, I'm going to think Lorna Shore, which if you
Right.
haven't heard of Lorna Shore,
I have. Yeah, they're especially with their new singer who's got them pig squeals down. I can't even do it.
dude, there's this video that
Into the
they released-
hellfire.
Yeah, dude, that shit just gave me goosebumps again. Like, yeah, it sounds like you're flushing a toilet, but he's doing it with his voice. It's crazy.
I can't even try it. I won't. even
I
do it.
can do like the black metal Chuck Schuldiner, Alexi Leho highs, like, but like anything else, man, I'm just like, I'll just stick it what I'm good at, you know.
That's
But-
fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. Speaking about that, it's just like I was thinking the other day, you know, when I was a kid, I first started playing, I was like, oh, I want to be like the next Dimebag Darrell or Zach Wild, and like I want to
Sure.
be the next guitar god.
Yeah, that's what
But
I
now,
said.
like,
That's what I said. That's
Yeah,
I even told Dimebag that day we were just talking about. I said, "Dude, you and Zach Wild are my fucking heroes."
right? They're still mine, dude. But like I'm more focused on songwriting rather than like the clout of being a guitar god. Like if my songs like Dissection, like that songwriting for heavy music like that,
Yeah.
it was so beautiful. It was so good. It was like Metallica, but Scandinavian folk music. It was
Yep.
awesome.
Dude, I listened to Dissection like it was going out of style. I can't believe I forgot about them. Actually, thank you for
Dude.
bringing them up.
Of course, man. Oh man, like all three records are great. I love it. Like separate the art from the artist. Like I can understand because I would tell people about what John did and like back in the 90s with his cult, the
Yeah, right.
MLO. And that like they don't even listen to Dissection because of that. I'm like, dude, separate the art from the artist. Like this is
Right.
some of the best music ever written for heavy music.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to do that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
you got to do that stuff with all kind of, dude. What was that guy's name? They did this. They did the best heavy metal. Sorry, somebody just opened that door.
The Ghost. We're talking about Dissection.
I know. Like there's a black metal band or something, and they interviewed him. Oh my god, I don't know. I should know this, but I'm not awake yet. He said they did this interview. He's sitting in a dark place. There's a candle sitting back here, and they're like, "What's the inspiration for your music?" And he like holds the wine glass and looks at it. It's like Satan. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. Like I don't even believe in that shit, but like that was the most badass evil thing I'd ever heard. What the fuck was that guy's name? Satan. People, you guys talk in the comments. Let us know. I know I'm butchering that, but that was.
It
something that
sounds
came
like
out.
something King Diamond would do. Fuck,
It
I
was-
don't know, man.
It wasn't
Venom
King
or some shit?
Diamond. It
It
wasn't
wasn't?
King Diamond. No, that would have been cool if King Diamond had done it. Though.
I met that dude one time.
Did you?
Yeah, in Irving at the Toyota Music Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was he
so,
super cool? My buddy Seb works for him, or used to.
Oh yeah, Al was telling me about that dude.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I was working for a band, Los Only Boys, in 2019.
Okay, yeah, I
And-
know who they are.
Yeah. Killer musicians.
Sure.
So he knows, or he knew the monitor engineer for Lamb of God. It was Slayer
Oh.
headlining, Lamb of God, Amon Amarth, and then Cannibal Corpse opened. It was a great bill.
Wow. Yeah.
So we got guest passes in. Well, it's a sticky, right? Well, we had our Los Lonely Boys laminates on our keychains, you know?
Yeah.
And so all access and all that
Yep.
shit. And
Right.
so we stuck the Slayer fucking stickies on our all access. And we were backstage all day with those motherfuckers.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, and like the security guards, because there's a thing, man. Like if you're like 18, 19, 17, you go into a bar to a show and you got a little bit of facial hair, act like you've ordered a beer before and you'll probably get served.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, maybe not in Austin, but I know in Beaumont, Texas, that definitely worked. But anyways, so
It worked in Houston too.
right on. So so playing the part like we belong there. So we're backstage. I go take a huge fucking shit. I drop a huge log in the green room bathroom. It was a night of Lone Star and Budweiser. And then
Right, right.
Budweiser's on the way to the venue.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so
Understood.
oh dude, yeah, it's a thing.
I smell what you're pooping. It's what my
Yeah,
friend Sal
yeah.
always used to say.
It's nostalgic, man. So I walk out of the shitter and I'm just like, whew. And then there's this guy standing there waiting for me to get out, and he's wearing a hat, glasses, has a mustache, and he's kind of shorter than me.
Yeah.
Just wearing regular clothes. I was like, hey, what's up, brother? And I go to give him the knucks, and he just like looks at me like up and down and just keeps walking, and he goes in. And like before he walked in, I was just like, hey man, I warmed it up for you. Just like trying to like break the ice, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And he just looked at me again, and he just walked in, didn't say shit. Well, later on, I saw that same dude, unsuspecting guy, walking like ongoing in the green room backstage area.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? Go to give him knucks? Nothing, dude. Just keeps walking. I'm like, the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And then the next morning, I look on Instagram. I follow Paul Bostaff from the
Okay.
drummer. Yeah. And then he was taking a picture with that guy. Guess who it was?
Ooh.
King Diamond.
Oh, he wasn't fucking giving. He wouldn't give you knuckles.
He wouldn't say what's up. He wouldn't talk to me. But that
Weird.
motherfucker huffed my ass though.
Yeah, he did. That's awesome.
And if I ever get to meet him, I gotta remind him of that
tell him
story,
that
dude.
story, dude.
Yeah, because Andy LaRocque and Hank Sherman, all those cats, all those guitar players are so good.
Oh yeah, man. That's I got stories. I don't have stories that are quite that amazing. I got stories from being backstage and stuff, and which I mean, we're not here to talk about me, but Cynthia
Dude, I would love to hear your stories.
I'll do this. So we talked Zach Wild a bit,
Mhm.
right? So my story with Zach is I got backstage at Ozfest. I don't know. I don't even know, but I have the tickets. Anyway, I had a pass, and me and my buddy Sean would split it because it wasn't a sticky. It was a full on walk backstage, full access,
Yeah.
but I couldn't bring anyone with me.
Right.
So
No escort.
Yeah. So me and my friend Sean went to try to go in, and he wasn't allowed to go in. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit. Well, I don't want to go in if you can't go in. He was like, well, I will. And I gave him the pass, and he went back there. He hung out with Mudvayne and the Deftones. And
Oh, cool.
and then came back and was like, dude, you gotta fucking go in there. And we went in there or I went in there by myself and went into a dressing room and grabbed a dude. My memory's a little fuzzy, but I think I grabbed a beer out of the dressing room. I was just in my 20s, you know, it's just like,
Mhm.
well, whatever, fuck yeah. Zach Wild walked in
Oh yeah.
and I was like, and he was like, what the fuck? He was pissed.
Oh, he
And, like,
was.
he hadn't played. Yeah, I don't think he had played yet. And there was a guy in a yellow shirt that had escorted him into my room. He was, or not my room, his room.
Into
He was
your room.
into my room.
What are you doing in my room, Zach?
Yeah. We're like, dude, this is my beer. But it was right next door. It was right next door to Mudvayne's, or maybe it was the Deftones. No, it was Mudvayne's room because he came out of here. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's just how the pavilion works.
Uh-huh.
And then anyway, I said, "Oh my god, dude, yeah, sorry. Hey, by the way, you're my fucking hero." And you know, I talked to I think Dime had just died.
Oh,
I think it was like like a year later or something. I was like, "You're
So
the fucking
he-
hero."
so he was like on the Mafia tour or Blessed Hell Ride.
So Blessed Hell Ride. I think it was Blessed Hell
That
Ride.
album is so good. It's like for barbecuing, for like playing beer
Yeah.
pong with your buddies, doing a shotgun, driving. Like that album is multi-purpose to the T.
Oh, dude, and he had he was like, "You know what? I think I can do Ozzy. I can sing like Ozzy a little bit."
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
whoa, where'd you come up with that? Because I've been listening to all his other solo shit forever, and he never did that before.
like
Yeah.
like they're like the guttural, not really a guttural, but like almost like yelling in a like a lower register.
Right. Or then you go with his oh my god, why can't I think of it? There's two other bands besides Black Label. The
Pride and Glory,
Pride and Glory. So where he's singing, and then
Yeah.
his solo stuff, which he
like
made
with the acoustic Book of Shadows.
Book of Shadows, and then Book of Shadows 2, like which
Yeah.
he revisited his singing,
Yeah.
which is great, which made me go, oh, he didn't lose it. Because a lot of people like Phil from
Yeah.
Pantera, you fucking
Yeah.
when you lose it, you lose it. And
Yeah, and he smoked and drank his fucking guts out. You
right.
know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like Rob Halford, he quit. He's been sober for a long time. He quit smoking. I don't know if he drinks, but I think he said he quit drinking back then, like back in the like before British Steel.
Yeah.
Because it's like he realized that smoking and drinking fucks with your voice, and he wanted to be able to do it for forever.
Right.
So he quit way back then in the late 70s or some shit. And that's why he could still get on stage and do that shit.
Let it out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that dude's the shit. All right, man. I've kept you for far too long. But
I thought we were just getting started,
dude,
honestly.
we kind of are getting just started, but we've got things to do. You've got things to do. And I want to do a part 2 with you if you'd be willing.
I would love
Where-
to.
One where I'm a little bit more structured, because today, like, I normally have questions and shit written down, and I wrote a bunch of questions for you, and they're at the office. Because
You know what's funny? I did the same thing with my buddy Zai on my first episode. I had a list of questions and we did a part 1.
Yeah.
And it was just like what me and you, like, hey man, was like playing catch up, just shooting the shit.
Right.
And then we had to do a part 2 of like actual shit.
Like, here's the thing. Here's my bullet points. Let's get to it. And I think
Right.
we need to do it, because the questions I remembered, but I just feel like I missed a bunch and would like to ask you more in a second episode, and any reason I can to have you come back on if you'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to come back. And honestly, I told you everything. Just
good.
release some music. And I want to learn how to do more like Premiere Pro, like video editing, After
Yeah.
Effects, cool
Right.
shit.
Yeah,
Other
I
than
want to
that-
learn more than that too. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I've been working with this crap. I think I sent you the text message or whatever that said what it was I was working with.
Yeah, I never looked that up. I got caught up.
Yeah, it's anyway, long story short, it's templates. So
Mhm.
they have a thing and they're like, here, take your logo and insert your logo here, and then you can change it around and do whatever you want to do with it. But it's
Mhm.
a service you pay for, like Libsyn or something. It's subscription based.
Yeah.
So that means you can make this many videos with it for the year. And right now, like, I can currently make 12, which makes me happy. That means if I release, I'm doing seasons of the podcast, which is, I don't even know why I'm calling it that, but like, I'm going
Uh-huh.
to try to do 13 episodes a season. And I
Uh-huh.
think every season I'll make a new video.
Mhm.
And because I don't know.
That's fun.
Because you like to keep it. Yeah, you like to keep
Keep
it
it
fresh.
fresh. Yeah. I literally went into Premiere Pro this morning because I still want to promote Certain Death until I release the next one, which I haven't written lyrics for it. Actually, it's nope, not gonna tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't. You can keep it for the next one.
Right. But all I did, I just went in and turned it green and like changed the fucking ripple effect,
Yeah.
and it's a whole new video.
Fuck
you
yeah.
know?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Simple.
Brand new.
Yep. Well, anyways, Ryan, it was good talking to you, man.
Dude, it's good talking to you too, man. Like, I think this is the longest we've ever actually talked. It's mostly like, hey, like Al would be like, hey, Ryan, here.
Right.
And then we would bullshit for a second. Like, hey, man, cool. Yeah. Like, can't wait to jam. And
Yeah.
then you moved to Ohio,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean we can't still jam.
Oh, yeah. You still playing bass, right?
I
There
still
it
got it sitting here. Got the old
Yeah.
stripper bass.
What? Dude, I love those inlays, man.
It's Pamela Anderson, dude. This was if I'm not mistaken, this was the fuck was that dude? Drummer for Motley Crue.
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee. This is his design. That he had there's a Schecter guitar that had it in too, or at least that's what I was led to believe when I bought it 15 years, 20 years ago.
It's so badass.
It's the best bass. I love Schecter, and I'm not sponsored or anything, but I got a Schecter guitar. I fucking love those. I love that shit. But if you put an EMG 85 in, or
Anything.
in anything, I love EMGs though. I have a big softy for those. I don't really like the dimebuckers or humbuckers as much, but that's because I don't know how to play with them. You know what I mean? Like,
It
like
takes a lot more control.
It
Like
does.
with
You gotta-
EMGs, you can do whatever the fuck you want to, you know?
That's right. Yeah. Like you can be sloppy as shit and it's fine. But like,
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, since we're on the topic of active pickups, have you ever tried Dave Mustaine's active pickups?
I don't think so.
Seymour Duncan's, at least
I've been
I
with
don't know-
Seymour. I've played with Seymour Duncan active pickups, but I just don't know
the
which one.
blackouts or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I've done that. What did you think
Um,
about the new Megadeth song? Never mind. I'm jumping around too much.
No, you're totally good. I'm the same way too. No, I haven't heard it yet. I need to. Kiko's a badass player.
That shit is thrashy as fuck.
Fuck yeah. Well, I'll check it out after this.
Dude, Jesse, thank you, man. And like we
Handshake.
touched on earlier, like there's more bros telling each other we love each other. I don't really know you, but I fucking love you.
I love you already, man.
Dude. Yeah.
Let's
dude,
touch tips.
Dude, let's cross swords. Let's have some fun. But
Right
like, let's do this again. Go
Let's do
enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you so much for doing this with me, man. I really
Absolutely, man.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. I can't wait to do it again later, Ryan.
Fuck yeah. Later, bro.
Yeah, later.